So what I'm going to do now is assign smoothing groups, so this object smooths correctly, and I will use the smoothing groups to assign material. Bit of an elaborate process, but just understand how it works. I'm going to turn my bend off for now. I'm going to start selecting polygons. I'm going to select all the polygons, no soft selection. I've selected all the polygons. Because I'm doing unwrap and I won't be using multi-sub object, I'll just go straight to smoothing groups. I'm going to say clear all. Clear all. All of this is going to be assigned to smoothing group 1. I'm going to select these. I'm going to put the crossing on and just these. You can see how my shading has got distorted. Crossing just these, and you can see what is selected, the inside and the outside. They will not be a part of 1, they'll be a part of 2. And you can see now the shading, how it has changed. See how the shading becomes rounded? Did you notice that on the screen? How it tends to look rounded? So that's part of 2 now. This one here, I'm going to say enclosed. This one here is going to be a part of 3. This one here is going to be a part of 4. So if I say select by smoothing group and I say I want to see 1, that's my 1. Okay, that's where my texture is going to come, 1. Select by smoothing group, that's my 2. Okay, so that's one part. I've assigned smoothing groups so they get shaded. I can also assign IDs if I want and use multiple sub-object and give different materials. But my goal is to texture it properly. Now see what I'm going to do to this one. I will remove my bend for now. I can apply it later. I'm going to apply Unwrap UVW. Unwrap. What unwrap does is, imagine a 3D mesh being opened up, peeled open, like an orange, and put flat on the ground so you can paint on it and then wrap it back. That's the process. I'm going to click on Open UV Editor. You see here, I can select by smoothing group. If I say 1, so I'm just going to go to polygon, select by smoothing group 1. If I say 2, I need to deselect this somehow. Okay, come to unwrap now. Open the editor. My polygons were selected, that was a problem there. Now under unwrap, I can say I'm going to select by polygon. Oh, it's gone back. So I click somewhere to deselect it. I'm going to say 2, select, deselect, 3, select. So I can select each of these polygons by smoothing groups. Now how am I going to unwrap it? So have a look at this. I select polygon 1. Yep. I go to mapping, flatten mapping. I can also use material IDs and flatten them all together. See that? When I flatten it, what happens? I'm going to go to checkered pattern and say checker. I'm going to actually put the checkered pattern on. See how the checker pattern has been applied? Can you see how the checkers are stretched on the side? On the side it is stretched, right? That's what was happening to Jesse, if some of you remember. I've flattened it, then I go to tools and I relax it. I can say start relax. Okay. What it does is it relaxing will pull the polygon so that they fit nicely on the texture. Otherwise, when you put a texture, if it's not relaxed, it will be normal some places and stretched on the other places. Okay. So if you were to peel my skin, it was wrinkled in some parts and you started painting it, and then you put my skin back and thought, oh, that's wrinkled, let me stretch it. You know? So flattening and relax. Now, I have tools here to scale. The thing is, all of this must fit inside this. So I've got this one bit here. Cool? I'm going to go to 2. First I deselect. Modify selection, go to 2, select, go to mapping, flatten mapping. Okay. Mapping, I'm going to relax this. These are the outsides and the insides. I should have done this a bit smarter, but this will work. I'm just going to scale them down. Mapping, flatten mapping. You can see now my sides are not bad anymore. I still have a lot. I'm going to select this again, 2, so I can move these to the side. I'm going to select my ID 3. Now you have to do this unwrap in any one object, and I suggest you don't do it on the shield. Use multi-sub object. If you want to do it on the shield, by all means do it. But learn a bit more about unwrap. You have to demonstrate it on any one of the objects that you build. Okay? You can do it for all of them, no problem. Now this part, I'm going to map, flatten. I'm going to scale him. I'm going to relax it first. I usually go select, flatten, relax. You can see how here relaxing actually has moved that around. Apply. I'm going to scale it down. Move it. And you can see I've got my 2 textures here. I'm going to scale this a bit just so that I know it's different. Finally, I'll just deselect this, come to 4, select, and that's the back side. Pretty sure that's the back side. Tools. And you can see the number of tools in UV. There's so many tools. Even down here, so many tools. Because UV is very complicated. Okay, I've chosen a simple object, a simple method. Mapping, flatten mapping. Tools. Relax. Start relax. Apply. I'm going to click on scale, scale it down, move it. I'm going to make this a bit more sensible for myself. So that's the back. You see, that's the back, right? Can you see all that gobbledygook is now making sense? That's the back. I'll just select these. These are the front. These are the front. I'm going to scale it down a bit more just so that I have a bit more space. And these are the sides. These are the sides. Can you see now my polygons? I can see them. Now I can paint them. Now Mitch had a beautiful question. How to match pixels to the texture? This entire exercise was to address Mitch's question, how to match textures. Next time he's going to think twice or 10 times, what am I going to ask? Now it's still not over, you see. I've done the mapping, it's all good. And you can see the checkers here. They're not squished anymore. Nice, really good. So the checkered pattern is good. I'm going to close my UV editor. My unwrap is good. Now I can put my bend back. Oh, come on. If you click B, it becomes bottom. B is perspective. That's my... I come here, go to B, B for bend, click on X, and I think it was about 40 degrees. I don't know. I'll go visually. I got this back. Now there's one thing in UV editor which must finish off. If I click reset, I lose all my work. Edit UVs, open the editor. I have one tool. It is called Render UVW template. Render UV template. So it's rendered this for me. Okay, two-sided mode solid. Okay, cool. So I've got this render. I'm going to take this into Photoshop, paint whatever I like here. This is the back side, this is the side strip, these are the sides. Okay. I'm going to save this. I'm going to close this guy. I'm going to save this guy. I'm going to save it under render output. I'm going to save it as not render output. I'll save it under maps. Where's my maps? Images. Ah, yeah. See, shield texture. Shield 2 texture. Let's save that as a JPEG. The next part to complete this is to actually paint the texture. I might have to record a third video, which I'll do in the last session. Or do you want me to do it now and show you how I put paint and put it on the shield? Now? Oh man, enthusiastic people. Questions, Ryan? You look confused. Sorry? Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I'll record it, you can watch it later on, okay? So I'll stop this video. The third part is a Photoshop exercise, so I'm just gonna